The 100's Lindsey Morgan says we should be very worried about Raven. Every character on the 100 has been dealing with the potential for inevitable death this season, but that death is even more inevitable for a couple of characters in particular. Neither Raven, Lindsey Morgan, nor ALIE, Paige Turco, escaped the City of Light fully intact, since a little bit of ALIE remained in their brains. Raven is currently the one suffering the most, dealing with seizures and the occasional stroke, along with hallucinations and the knowledge that eventually, her brain will just give out. ALIE has told her time and time again that she needs to take a rest, but Raven's not really the resting type. Of course Raven isn't going to stop, Morgan told E! News over the phone. Because she's trying to help her friends, and she ultimately chooses trying to save her friends even if it kills her, but regardless, either way, her brain is going to die because of the chip. Morgan says we should be very worried about Raven going into tonight's episode, which explores some seriously tricky politics and decisions surrounding the discovery of the bunker. I feel like, she's been through everything, but this time, she's probably at her most destabilized state she's ever been in, Morgan tells us. Her brain is rapidly deteriorating and essentially dying, and with that she's having her hallucinations, she's having manifestations. She's having outbreaks of anger and personality changes, so she is all over the map. Raven has spent most of the season ignoring her symptoms as much as she could in an effort to do whatever she could to save humanity from the very real threat of radiation. But in the last episode, Isaiah Washington, finally found his mythical bunker, and at least 1,200 people can be saved. In a lot of ways, that bunker changes everything where Raven is concerned. The bunker, I think, brings relief for Raven, because she had felt that everything was on her shoulders to find a way to help everybody, and that was such a huge task, Morgan says. Raven never wants to let anyone down or herself down, so I think the bunker is just a saving grace to her at the point. Whether or not the bunker is truly the salvation everyone needs it to be might actually be irrelevant at this point. Raven thinks it is, Morgan tells us. Unfortunately it's not as big as they'd like it to be, but at least it's a solid proof answer. The problem with Raven is that she's so smart, so sometimes it's hard for her to be hopeful or idealistic, because she's so realistic. So even if she's working on a solution, she's not proud of it until it's concrete. So the bunker is the only concrete solution they have, so for her, it's the saving grace. Playing a character with a death sentence all season obviously wasn't easy, but if Raven's end comes this season, Morgan has a relatively positive way of looking at it. In my mind, Raven has just been through so much, and I don't want to compare her to other characters, but I almost feel like she's lived multiple lifetimes compared to some other characters just because of what she's gone through, like with her leg, and through the things done by ALIE, through losing Finn, through losing Wick, Morgan says. I feel like Raven has had a marathon of a journey of a life, so I think if this is the ending, I think it's an epic ending and that she has lived a beautiful and epic life.